Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to the listening audience. I would like to welcome you and greet you on behalf of the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. I am Dr. Vanessa Allen McLeod. I'm the president and CEO of the Urban League, and we serve Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties. Many of you know that COVID has just done something to all of us. We are going through some challenging times. Every year in March, we have a large celebration. The celebration usually is at the Avalon Manor. We have at least 500 or 600 people that are in the audience, along with a lot of other moving pieces. We have choirs coming in, we have youth that are speaking, we have vendors all over the place, and then Chicagoland Popcorns, you know, they have like 250,000 flavors of popcorn. They have popcorn all on the tables, we have raffles going, we have a whole lot of excitement going, and then COVID jumped in and shut us down. But guess what? They didn't stop the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. We learned how to pivot quickly. And so today, we're going to present the Diversity and Inclusion Awards to those winners, those organizations that submitted applications. They are so outstanding. I can't wait to tell you about them. But I'm just glad, so glad that you could join us. Right now, I would like to bring our board chair up to greet you, but before I have him come, let me just say thank you to our board of directors who have always been there and been very supportive of all that we do. Thank you to the committee, to the Diversity and Inclusion Committee, who read all of these applications and looked at all of the videos. And thank you to my staff, Stella Simpson, Deborah Black, Elisa Spencer, and so many more. There's other, you know, we're small, but we're powerful. You know, it's myself as the president, and then you have Stella, and then we have maybe 3 or 4 other people, but we do big things. So this is a big thing today. So thank you for joining in. Right now, I'd like to bring Chancellor Keon to you to bring the greetings. And let me just thank him for opening up the doors over here. He'll tell you where we are. Thank his staff. I just called them. Now I just pick up the phone and just call, but I know this is too much for YouTube. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Chancellor Keon. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you all for coming. As was already mentioned, we normally have this in a large facility with over 500 people. Unfortunately, our times don't allow that to happen today, so we're making do. And most important to us, we want to make sure that we're recognizing those individuals and those businesses and those organizations that have really dedicated themselves to diversity and inclusion. I am speaking on behalf of the board. I have the pleasure of serving as chair of the board, and also I serve as chancellor for Purdue University Northwest. We were able to open up our Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center for this event. And we're just very pleased to be able to do that and to be able to have all of you here for this event. I would say that with times as they are in our country, this event couldn't be more timely. We're faced with a lot of cultural distractions, but more importantly, cultural concerns. We've known these concerns to exist for many, many years, and periodically they reach out and grab our hearts. This is one of those times. So I would say that although we didn't plan it this way, it is an optimum time for us to take advantage of recognizing those individuals, those businesses, and those organizations that dedicate themselves for the betterment of our culture as a country and open their arms to diversity and inclusion. So we thank you all for coming, and we can start the award ceremony.
Thank you, Chancellor, so much for that greetings. And I'm so glad that the winners are here applauding. So I'm hoping that you all are applauding at home. All you have to do is put your hands together and clap like this. As we raise the consciousness on ways to promote and celebrate diversity, we must take ownership at the top. Our lead sponsor for this event is none other than NIPSCO. NIPSCO has supported the Diversity and Inclusion Luncheon over the past 8 years as the lead sponsor, moving the needle. So right now, I would like to bring the president of NIPSCO, Michael Hooper, to share a video greetings. Stay tuned and watch your camera.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to be part of this year's awards event, which couldn't come at a more important time. Most importantly, thank you to Dr. Vanessa, staff members, volunteers, and the entire Urban League of Northwest Indiana Board of Directors for your leadership in not only constructing today's event, but for your work day in and day out to making a meaningful and positive difference in the lives of those among our African American and minority populations across Northwest Indiana. There's so much to be proud of, as evidenced by those being recognized today, yet there's still so much opportunity that we can't lose sight of. Achieving progress requires open dialogue and listening to truly understand one another and to support our ability to move forward together rather than apart. And it is incumbent on all of us to think about and deliver on ways that we can make Northwest Indiana the model of an inclusive and diverse culture across all categories. In the wake of the recent civil unrest, which was about the time I stepped into my role as president of NIPSCO, I led a series of internal listening sessions with a segment of our Black employee population, as well as conversations with some of our key community leaders in an effort to identify items that we could address versus assuming and launching into action without input. One of the key takeaways that was discussed was that there is a distinct difference between equality and equity. I genuinely believe that our greatest strength and ability to achieve sustainable, long-term success as an organization or even as a region starts with our diversity. So if diversity is something we truly value, we must challenge ourselves to think about the decisions we make, both internally and externally, through the lens of driving equitable outcomes. At NIPSCO and NiSource, we are committed to standing side by side with our customers, employees, and communities to use our individual and collective strength to create a culture where all can prosper. Congratulations to all who are being recognized today, and I hope your stories and actions will serve as inspiration for others to achieve the continued progress we need throughout our communities. Thank you, and enjoy today's program.
Thank you so much, Michael, for that greetings. I really appreciate NIPSCO and all that they do. Some people think that they just send you a bill to pay to cut on your lights and your gas and all of that. But let me tell you, we just completed a program called NIPSCO Energy Ambassadors. Mike Sudds was the coordinator, should I say, or leader of this, and we had about 45 high school students who participated in virtual workshops on activities related to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We did that over a 12-week period. 45 high school students were engaged. NIPSCO covered the cost for us to do that. We also had Empower students. Those are our 9th through 11th graders participate in programs, and they talked about the savings that you can get from some of the NIPSCO information. And if you need more information about that, just call my office at 887-9621. Without further ado, we have another special greetings for you. I was so excited, I couldn't wait to have Congressman Pete Visklowski come to this big luncheon and present, but he called me from Washington. Yes, he picked up the phone and called me personally and said to me that they couldn't fly out of Washington. It was right at that cutoff. He couldn't leave Washington. Then we had the big cutoff that just shut down everything. but his team put together a greetings, and I would like you to stay tuned and listen to Congressman Pete Visklowski bring his greetings.
Good morning. I would like to thank Dr. Vanessa McLeod and everyone affiliated with the Urban League of Northwest Indiana for the opportunity to speak with you today. I am grateful for your years of outstanding work to promote the inclusion of all individuals in the fullness of life. I was looking forward to speaking with you in person when we were scheduled to meet in March. I regret that the opportunity was lost and that I am unable to be with you today. However, given the great challenges that our region and nation face from injustice, an unequal economy, and COVID-19, I appreciate your effort to safely and successfully host today's important event. During my town forums in January, I discussed instances of intolerance and the systemic racism that exists in our communities. I said that it is up to each one of us to call out acts of discrimination and to be part of the conversations to solve this problem. This past year has highlighted just how urgent it is that we have these conversations and act to address these challenges. We can no longer ignore the economic disparity that exists in our communities and how the Black unemployment rate is consistently double that of whites. We can no longer ignore the health disparity that exists for Black individuals and families and how COVID-19 has disproportionately impacted minority communities. We can no longer ignore the systemic injustices that exist in our society. It is not enough now to just call out acts of intolerance. We must forcefully resist intolerance and act to reverse its horrible effects. We must ensure that everyone's talents, whoever they may be, are able to be fully utilized for their benefit and the benefit of all of us. In conclusion, I want to congratulate the organizations and nonprofits recognized today for your diversity and inclusion programs. Thank you for giving me hope, for leading by example, and for demonstrating how we all have the capacity to take action and truly create a more just and tolerant society.
Thank you, Congressman Visklowski. Even though you're way away in Washington, I know you're tuning in. Thank you so much for your greetings and your inspiring words. Today would not be possible without acknowledging our sponsors, but before I acknowledge our sponsors, I just want to give a shout out to the Purdue University Northwest technology team. We couldn't have all of this virtual interfacing without them. So I just want to say thank you to Daniel, and I want to say thank you to Greg for being here, for setting this up. Tune in, share with your friends just to go to the Urban League's website or go to the Purdue University Northwest. Thank you all. Chancellor, thank you for allowing them to work with us, including your administrative assistant, Laura and Susan. Everybody jumped in over here. And this is my alma mater, Purdue. So I just want to send a shout out to Purdue. Now I'd like to recognize our wonderful sponsors that have been with us for years. Some are new, but many have been with us for years. So watch your screen and you will see our sponsor. And I just want to try and call them out name by name. The first sponsor, the Moving the Needle sponsor we have is NIPSCO. NIPSCO is our lead sponsor. Our other sponsors that came in, ambassadors of inclusion, would include Horizon Bank, Ivy Tech, and Purdue University Northwest. The next sponsors we have are Champions of Inclusion, sponsor Indiana University Northwest. Now, we have a new chancellor at Indiana University Northwest, and he is Chancellor Ken Awami. I want to thank him. He has now come on the board. Chancellor Lowe transitioned off the board, and I grabbed Chancellor Ken right away to come on the board. So let's welcome him. The next sponsors that I'd like to recognize is GEO Academies and BMO Harris Bank. I'm so thankful to these sponsors. The leaders of inclusion include AT&T, SMDG, Methodist Hospitals, People's Banks, and Ameristar Casino and Hotel. I'm so glad they're back open. They're back open. If you need a room, just call me because I know the new interim general manager. Advocates for Inclusion sponsor include the Chicago Urban League. My colleague, my sister, former Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson is now the president and CEO of the Chicago Urban League, and I just need to send a shout out. First Financial Bank, Majestic Star Casino, which is now going to be Spectacle Entertainment, Merriam Health Center, the Tolbert and Tolbert Attorneys at Law. Tolbert and Tolbert are also the attorneys for the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. So thank you, Attorney Michael Tolbert and his wonderful wife, Shalise Tolbert. Northwest Indiana Community Action and the Sanitary District with the City of Gary. Our advocates for inclusion include Indiana Plan, that's the pre-apprenticeship program, just in case you're looking for a trade. Indiana Plan, call me. I have a direct line to them also. Valparaiso University, Strack and Van Til. I can't say enough about Jeff Strack, so I won't get into that, but they have been a very good partner with us. When COVID shut everything down, the Urban League decided that we would give out $50 food cards to those needy families, and Strack and Van Til stepped up to the plate. You know, there's a Strack and Van Til here in Lake County as well as Porter County. So I just want to send another shout out to Strack and Van Til for that, for all they've done. The City of Gary Common Council, Indiana American Water, Franciscan Health, and the Lighthouse Academies and certified electricians. I'm so thankful for all of them that have sponsored us. Then we have GAPS, Gary Alumni Pathways to Students, who gives out scholarships through our scholarship program. Horseshoe, BP, that's another organization that provided us with a grant to provide students in the 6th and 7th grade opportunities to learn more about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We touched those students in the areas of East Chicago, Whiting, and Hammond. Those were 6th and 7th graders. Let me tell you, we had a ball with those students. Then we have the United Way of Lake County. We have WDS. The executive director is Denise Dillard, so I thank her for her support. And we have a number of individual sponsors. I won't call all of their names, but I think that the IT people here at Purdue, they're going to flash them on the screen. There were so many individual people that took time out to support us. And I must send a shout out to Mrs. Chelsea Whittington with CWIT Consulting. If you are in need of a presentation or some marketing or what, she is the one. She, along with her intern, her associate, Amber, she will be right here to help you. So thank you. Let's give all of our sponsors a round of applause. So get ready, get ready. It is time for the presentations. It is time for us to award those organizations that took time to share with us the proactive efforts that they are doing in their organizations. Now, no organization is perfect. We are not in a perfect world, but we are all making an effort to do better. We are all making an effort to try and be more inclusive. We're trying to diversify our teams, and we're having those conversations. Right now is the time. So without further ado, the first category is the Community Impact Award. There were 2 winners. The first award is going to, now watch this, you probably haven't heard of this. It's called Reins of Life, Therapeutic Horseback Riding. Therapeutic horseback riding makes a difference in the lives of children and adults with disabilities. I would like to bring to the podium Dorota. She is the executive director, and she is coming to accept her award, and I'd like to give her a few moments to just talk about Reins of Life, Therapeutic Horseback Riding. Isn't that something? You are. Yeah. Thank you. Come on over. Here's your award. Oh, should I stand right here? Okay. You have the microphone.
Thank you. Better take this off. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so honored and grateful for the recognition for Reins of Life. Diversity and inclusion is a core values at Reins of Life. We provide the opportunities for everybody that comes through our doors, and it's our mission to acknowledge and recognize and provide nurturing community for all abilities and all talents. We believe that everyone has a unique value to add to betterment of this world, and our participants and our Reins of Life family is just that we create the opportunities for everybody to thrive and to blossom. We focus on enhancing the abilities of others through the unique partnership between equine and human. It's amazing that we witness miracles almost every single day through this unique partnership between the animal and the students or adults too. We are able to help them overcome barriers and be part of our amazing communities. I know everybody is curious to just quickly, we serve riders as young as 2 years old. There's no upper age limit. So before COVID hit us, we were serving people in their 90s. We serve people with cognitive, emotional, social, behavioral diagnosis, and on an average week, we have over 200 participants. We couldn't do it without the community support, and just shoot the number, 400 volunteers help us every week on an average week to do that work. But the reward of this work is that you witness the miracles every single day. First words, first walks. We incorporate different therapies into our services, and we have different programs that provide opportunities for the diverse group of recipients from nursing homes, assisted living facilities where we take our minis to visit them, to veterans group, to K-12 school programs. And Dr. Allen, you were talking about pivoting. I feel like we did all dance on one leg when the COVID hit. Obviously, we stopped our services, but we now created the online programming to make sure that everybody who is connected to Reins or who needs this emotional support is included.
How can they get in touch with you?
Visit our website, www.reinsoflife, like horses reins, R-E-I-N-S, of life.org, or call us at 574-232-0853. That's our main office. We have 2 facilities, one in South Bend and one in Michigan City. 574-232-0853. Thank you.
Thank you. Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much for that. The next winner for the Community Impact Award goes to Girls on the Run. They will also receive this award because they inspire young girls ages 8 through 13. They want them to be joyful, healthy, and confident. So I'd like to bring the Executive Director, Jill Sleater Kim. Did I do it? Okay. Thank you. There's your award. Okay.
There. Well, thank you so much. We're, on behalf of the staff and our board of Girls on the Run of Northwest Indiana, I want to express how thankful I am to Dr. Allen and the Urban League for bestowing this award upon us today. Like Dr. Allen said, our mission is to inspire girls to be joyful, healthy, and confident through an innovative curriculum and through running. And now more than ever, we feel like our program is just super important for girls, as they are, one of our main lessons for girls is how to manage emotions, how to make connections with other girls and with other adults to grow to be the strong, amazing girls they can be. And that's really hard when you're isolated at home. So we feel like our program is even more important right now. Nationally and locally, Girls on the Run is very intentional about thinking about barriers to accessing our program for girls, be it economic barriers or geographic barriers or the disabilities, barriers that disabilities face for girls. So nationally, Girls on the Run International has developed special trainings for us to make sure we can serve girls with special needs. We have a sliding scale, so we are very aware that not every family can afford a full fee for our program. So we make sure that we address barriers, the financial barriers as well. With our programming this fall, we do have some in-person programming, but we also have virtual programming to address the new barrier that's been thrown up by COVID. So we are doing our best to really keep our mission going, as we feel like it's so important right now to make that happen. We will continue to be very intentional about making sure that we mirror our community, in the girls that we serve, our staff, and our board, and our coaches. And we are grateful that the Urban League recognizes our efforts, and we are just so honored to be an award winner today. Thank you.
How can they get in touch with you?
Thank you. I know. Thank you for reminding me of that. I know. We have a very active Facebook page, Girls on the Run of Northwest Indiana. There's a lot of councils out there, so make sure you get that. And our website is gotrofnwi.org, and you can reach us there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gio. Girls on the Run, doing a lot of things, inspiring the young girls, the women. I would say something, but we're on TV. But we really are the leaders, aren't we? So the next two winners is in the leadership category. And without further ado, I would just like to bring Yolanda Davis here, all the way from Michigan City. She's the vice president of community or something. She'll give her title when she comes. But Horizon Bank has a lot of opportunities that they provide to the community. They were one of the first organizations that sent Urban League a check in order for us to purchase those $50 gift cards that was needed for needy families. Now, Horizon Bank right now is located really in Michigan City. They have a bank coming up here in Gary real soon, real soon. And you will hear more about that. But something else they did was they identified a need for the Latino population. So they opened a bank in Whiting just for the Hispanic population. So if anyone that has a language barrier possibly or speaking Spanish, you can go to Horizon Bank, which is located in Whiting, and they are there to serve you. So thank you, Horizon Bank, and as Yolanda Davis comes, thank you for that generous donation, because we were able to give out over 200 gift cards to needy families during the COVID, and we still have about 100 people on our list now, and I'm not asking Horizon Bank to send me some more money, but I'm thanking them for being the first to send the first check so that we could help those families, because families are still in need and families are still home, they're not working. So come on up, Yolanda, and receive your award. for Horizon Bank. Got it? Okay.
Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to give a shout out to the Urban League. You guys, I was telling them when I came in today, they do a good job at making small spaces feel big. I don't know about you today, but it really feels really inviting and good to be here today. So thank you to the Urban League and the staff, the team, for doing this. My name is Yolanda Davis, and I am the Vice President of Community Reinvestment at Horizon Bank, and I'm also the Vice Chair of the Urban League Board. Today, I'm so happy to be here on behalf of the Horizon Bank advisors and our Diversity Council to receive the Leadership Award today. Back in 2004, Horizon Bank formed a Diversity Council. It was the first in our area that we know of. And at that time, we composed our committee of internal members. It was our advisors there at the bank. And then later on, as we grew, we thought and decided that it was time to grow our Diversity Council. Currently, our Diversity Council is made up of 8 internal members, and we also have 3 external members who serve Lake, and we're proud to say that that is Vanessa for Lake County. We also have a person in Michigan City and also a representative from Michigan. So we are just so proud to be able to do that. Also, part of our 12 values, we have Horizon values. One of our values is to embrace the diversity of all. And with our committees, our council, we're doing that on a daily basis. We're looking for ways to enhance our diversity. We've done some internal training, and we look forward to doing more training, more development. We want to be leaders in our communities that we serve. As Vanessa mentioned, we do have a bilingual office in Whiting, and we will be opening a new one in LaPorte as well. So we're looking forward to that. Again, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of the Horizon Bank staff, thank you for our award.
And how can they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with us at www.horizonbank.com, or if you want to speak to me directly, my number is 219-877-0451. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Horizon Bank is looking for employees. So if you have a resume, if you're looking for a job at any one of their branches, particularly the bilingual branch or even the one that's going to become open at our Gary location, please reach out to Horizon Bank. They are looking for all levels of jobs in the banking industry. If you need some assistance with your resume, you can, of course, call the Urban League office at 887-9621. So we're going to continue on with our presentations. We're going to now jump to our Workforce Award. Chancellor Keon will come and present the Workforce Awards. Thank you.
Well, thank you, everybody. So our next category, we are going to recognize Ameristar Casino. The employees often speak a variety of languages, including, but not limited to, Macedonian, Polish, Spanish, Cantonese, and Korean. Please welcome the new interim general manager, Ryan Coppola, to receive this prestigious award.
Thank you very much. My name is Ryan Coppola. I'm the new interim general manager at Ameristar. I'm honored to receive the Workforce Diversity Award on behalf of Ameristar Casino and Penn National Gaming. First, I'd like to thank Dr. McLeod and the board of the Urban League of Northwest Indiana for hosting us today and also for the opportunity to be recognized for this. I've only been on property really 3 short weeks, but quickly came to appreciate the diversity of the Ameristar team, and the incredible team members that have been chosen to be part, and also chosen themselves to be part of the Ameristar family. I was really overwhelmed with how great the property and the people of Ameristar are, and really could not have asked for a more welcoming arrival. It was clear very fast the health and vibrancy of that culture allows Ameristar to recruit a very diverse but also very talented team member population in the market. I also learned that we have programs to recruit within the local community, with over 75% of our team members coming from Lake County and over 50% coming from Gary, East Chicago, and Hammond. The diverse team members really create an environment where we can get passionate and get involved in many different community events, spanning from the Sojourner Truth Walk to the Mexican Independence Day Parade and to the Women Leading Pen program that was created by women leaders within the organization themselves. Our leaders are committed to continuing to create an even more diverse organization and continue to build upon all these programs and our thriving culture, with this year Penn pledging to commit over $1 million annually to support diversity initiatives throughout the organization. And personally, I could not be more proud to be a part of the Ameristar team. It's been an absolute phenomenal first 3 weeks, and I hope to be a permanent part of the workforce here in Northwest Indiana here soon. That would be nice. But really, on behalf of Ameristar, can't thank everybody enough for bestowing this award on us. It means an absolute immense amount to the team members that I've already gotten to know so well, and thank you very much.
Congratulations, Ryan, and welcome to Northwest Indiana. Next, we have our youth awards. There were several submissions, but the award group basically chose 2 awards to give out at this point in time. The first of which goes to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Northwest Indiana. And here to accept the award is Rosemary Joyner.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Boys and Girls Club, I'm very honored to accept this award for the Youth of the Year program, which has been a very long-standing and a very personal Boys and Girls Club program. I actually, when I was a kid, I was a Youth of the Year, so I understand all of the challenges and the preparation for the young people. And throughout the years, we've been very fortunate to see a lot of young people receive high levels of recognition from our Youth of the Year program, which actually is a significant program that prepares our young people for life. Takes them to the next stage as far as their academics. It exposes them to the world. It gives them an opportunity to be an advocate and to support in their local communities and even on a national level. It's so ironic that this event is held today because Azaria will be participating on the regional level. And I truly believe that she will win. The young people are so talented from the different regions, but she definitely stands out. Also, I would like to thank all of the Boys and Girls Club employees that have worked with our young people over the years to prepare them for great opportunities. And this is just another sign of what young people can do in today's society. So on the behalf of Boys and Girls Club, I would like to say thank you very much.
How can we get in touch with you, Ross?
Our website is bgcgreaternwi.org. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The second pair that we would like to show you, because we end up really giving out 3 awards because there were a pair of student groups at Valparaiso High School. The first of which is the Muslim Student Association, which was put together to be able to unify both Muslim and non-Muslim students towards efforts to dismantle racial, religious, and cultural stigmas, all of which are important. The other is for Unified Sports Youth Award, which provides a union among students with disabilities and students without disabilities to be able to collectively represent their high schools in IHSAAA-sanctioned activities by participating together. So they're bringing together those youths with disabilities with those who do not, to be able to participate together. A very strong way of acceptance of inclusion. To receive the award for these 2 groups, we have a teacher from Valparaiso High School, Sarah Albers. Sarah?
Like it's been mentioned, I wish we were here 6 months ago, or at Avalon Manor 6 months ago. I was so excited about the group of students I was going to bring. Those are the people that should be here accepting this and being recognized for it. I just happened to be one of the adults involved. 5 years ago, Valpo Unified joined a movement with Special Olympics and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. 5 years ago, we had about 20 students show up to a call-out meeting for a track team. We now have hundreds of students involved, and so we are very excited to be continuing this year after year. Our students have embraced the idea of accepting those different from each other and concepts of diversity and inclusion. I see this relationship with Special Olympics and IHSAA continuing for years to come. A little bit about unified sports at Valpo. Our goal is to get a group of students who might enter a room or the practice field as strangers and become friends, and we see that every year. We don't require the fastest, the strongest, most popular student athletes. We just are looking for those willing to be friends, make friends, and just have a positive attitude. As the Chancellor mentioned, we engage students with and without disabilities and look to engage with the community. We provide students opportunities to make friends and interact with students whom they otherwise would not know. And we just love seeing those interactions in the hallways as well. We are currently in our flag football season. I hope to make it back in time for practice today. We have a few games to play before we enter our postseason with the goal of making it to the state competition. We have Unified Bocce competition coming up next weekend down in Carmel, Indiana, and we can't wait to make another run as state champions in our track and field team this spring. We keep ourselves busy, we keep our students busy, and there's nothing better than to be a part of unified sports. There are unified teams throughout Northwest Indiana, Lake Porter and LaPorte County. So if you hear of a unified flag football team or a track meet, I would invite you to go to one of those. You can see that inclusion in action and just the joy on students' faces. And it's something I love to see every day I get to see our athletes. So thank you very much.
How can we get in touch with you?
Probably the best way was through Stacy Adams. He's our athletic director at Devalpo High School, and he can reach out to all of the coaches that are involved. This is not just me on my own. There are many other coaches that work to develop our unified program. So thank you.
Isn't that wonderful? Hasn't this been a diverse group, collective body of people that are receiving these awards? You know, the Reigns Therapeutic Horseback, who would have ever known that exists? The unified sports that you just heard about, it's just outstanding. Girls on the Run, these are powerful organizations that are making a difference. Horizon Bank, and I'd like to bring another one up, but of course I have to give another shout out to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Northwest Indiana, because my grandchildren attend the Boys and Girls Club, and if it was not for the Boys and Girls Club, because as working parents sometimes, or you're going to school, the Boys and Girls Club, you just drop them off at the door. You kick them out the car, and you send them in, and then they have a whole host of people and counselors there that are actively working with children all day or all evening. So I'm just really grateful that Rosemarie Joyner's here to accept her award. Another award in leadership that I want to present to you is a young lady who has just taken off on, should I say, mentoring and advising and leading the mission of stopping the violence that's going on in our community. So such a time as this, I would like Aaliyah Stewart to come on up and receive the Leadership Award. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes. Give you an opportunity.
First, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life, to Urban League, thank you. To my publicist, Ms. Tavetta Patterson, that nominated me for this award, thank you. And to the community and all of my supporters that come together to make this happen. It just doesn't happen with me. God has given me a vision to stop the violence and be an advocate through my story. I started the ASW Foundation my freshman year of high school at 14 in honor of my two brothers that were killed due to gun violence. But God took that test and turned it into a testimony, and I'm working to open a youth center in Gary. So like many, I admire Miss Rosemary Joyner in the back. Just the way that she works with the young people, I strive to make sure that the next generation does the same, giving opportunities to young people in Gary, not only in Gary, but around the world, letting them know that no matter what you go through or where you come from, you have potential. And that is the goal behind the ASW Foundation and the I Am Them campaign. So we thank you all again. To Ms. Vanessa, always supporting since about I was 15, letting me be the keynote speaker at the luncheon that they had. Thank you for always believing in my dream. Thank you to everyone that supports. To keep up with us, you can visit iamthem.org. We're working on our building fund and our activities that we have, back to school drives and our annual toy drive. This will be our 4th year. It's coming up December 20th. So last year we gave away 1,500 plus toys, iPads, and different things like that to underprivileged youth in Gary. And this year we're looking to do over 2,000. So thank you all so much and have a blessed day.
So it's my pleasure to give the award for the minority business owner. A couple of years ago, I went to the Diversity Inclusion Committee, and I said, gee, you know, I think we've done a really great job in recognizing many individuals and organizations in Northwest Indiana, but it might be appropriate for us to recognize some businesses that are owned and operated by minority individuals. They thought this was a good idea. So I also then have the opportunity to be able to present the award. This year's award goes to Dwayne and Majka Walker of Chicagoland Popcorn. There are 3 words that we felt were symbolic of their achievements: progressive, focused, and innovative. Here to receive the award is Dwayne Walker. He's also brought popcorn for each of us to have as a free gift as we leave. Oh, good, both of you.
Yes, yes, yes.
I should have known.
Nope, that's right.
Before I turn this over to Dwayne, I just want to say, Dr. Vanessa, you and your team do an amazing job in Northwest Indiana for family and youth. We bow down to you guys. It's amazing what you all do, really. It really is. So, about 7 years ago, the man standing next to me said, honey, I need you to come out of retirement, and we're going to open a popcorn shop. And we're going to open that popcorn shop in Northwest Indiana. So I thought I was going to continue being grandma and writing my books and doing the things that I enjoy doing, all of the philanthropic work that I was doing in our home community. And the next thing I knew, I was working 7 days a week with a hairnet on my head. But it has been an absolutely, good, thank you, sir. It has been an absolutely awesome ride. Next week, we celebrate 6 years in business, September 14. Super excited about that. So our Maryville store has been open for 6 years, and our St. John store will be open 3 years in December. I'm just truly thankful to all of Northwest Indiana for your tremendous support. It has been a marriage. You didn't know you were marrying us, but it has been a marriage with our community that we just love. I'm going to turn this over now to my husband, my business partner, the father of my children, all that stuff, Dwayne Walker.
Thank you. You know, we are very, very excited about being here, but I was thinking about, I'll say something that Dr. Allen didn't say. When God created man, the very next thing that he said after he gave man the job to name the animals, he said, I better make a helpmeet for him, because he realized he couldn't get it done alone. When he wanted to get something done, he created a woman. And that's probably what you was going to say. Because I could not be doing any of this without my wife. And she said I asked her to come out of retirement. It wasn't an ask. I needed her to come out of retirement. But first of all, we are excited to be here. And I, too, want to thank you and your team for all that you do. And then also Chancellor Kim for all that you guys do. And this is my alma mater as well. I love Purdue. But I want to say something, because a lot of times people look at the outside and they look at the awards and they look at the things that are positive that are happening, and they don't see the struggle behind the scenes. Now, it's easy during this time right now for people to express challenges that they're having and things that are going on. But because in the pandemic, everybody wants to talk about all that's going on. But I want to just kind of challenge everybody to do one thing, is right now, it's forced, this whole scenario that we're living in has forced all of us to slow down, to pull back, to really reflect on who we are. And so one of the things that I did several years ago during a similar type of thing, it wasn't a pandemic, but it was another thing going on with a company that I was working for, a Fortune company, where we were delisted off of the stock exchange for a year. And this is a company that's over 100 years old on the New York Stock Exchange. I was one of the leaders of the company, and we were delisted. And they brought me in to speak to the management team. And I said, why did you guys bring me in to talk to the management team at the end of this deal? And they told me, well, we know we would end on a high. And so I told them the story I'm going to tell you real quick, is that several years ago, I sat down and I asked myself a couple of questions. I said, what are my talents and my gifts? And one of the things I put on that list was that people would tell me all the time that I look like Muhammad Ali, right? And one of the things that happened during that really dark time at this company, because it was really a sad time, all of us had RSUs, you know, restricted stock units that we had, and so if you're delisted off the stock exchange, how much value do those units have? Let me help you, nothing. So, I mean, they did have value. But anyway, long story short, I challenged the management team then, which is what I will challenge everyone here to do now, is I challenged them to take really good inventory of your own talents and gifts. And one of the unique things that happens with a seed, because a seed is what it is, it's supposed to be, but it doesn't become what it can be until you plant it in darkness. And a lot of time that darkness is times like this. So I challenge you to take inventory of your talents and gifts, plant them in this time right now where we're in with this pandemic. Start, you know, planting those seeds, because one of the things that frustrates me is people who expect harvest off of seeds they never planted. I run into them all the time. They complain about stuff, and I look at them and I ask a couple of questions. Well, what are you doing with what you have? So I will challenge you right now to do the things that you can. One of the things we started doing as soon as this pandemic hit at Chicagoland Popcorn is we started something, and I really want to continue it, but we stopped it. We paused it, I'll say, is we called it Frontline Fridays, and we started giving popcorn away. That's what we do. We make popcorn. So we started giving popcorn away to different organizations, and we would show up on Fridays with this popcorn, and we'd have this big event. We'd film it, and we'd make a big deal out of it, and we'd put the 3-minute videos out on the internet. But that was our way of saying, here. And I just want to thank my wife, because the business plan that we wrote before we started the business was the whole core of that was to be involved in the community, to become a part of the community. The last thing I'll say, I know they said 2 minutes. In conclusion, that's like a preacher, right? I'm trying to compress this, is that we started something a few years ago when we started. In fact, the first week or so that we started our company, we came up with something called the Frequent Poppers Club. Not the Frequent Shoppers Club, but the Frequent Poppers Club. And we had no idea it was going to go over like this. We have customers that come in from around the world, literally annually, when they come in town, before the pandemic. When they come in town, they'd come back for popcorn, and they call up, and we ship popcorn. I think at last count it was either 38 or 39 different states, and it's gone to different countries. But we have, to date, over 46,000 members of our Frequent Popper Club, right? We didn't expect it to happen. And so we're going to be announcing some things in the next few weeks here that will allow our frequent poppers to be able to take advantage of some very exciting things we're going to announce at Chicagoland Popcorn. But in order to be a part of those announcements, this is a commercial, you need to call the store at 219-940-1140. I'll give you that number again. But wait, there's more. No, 219-940-1140, or you can visit the website, www.chicagolandpopcorn.com, and give us your name and your email. We don't spam you. We don't sell your information. We don't do any of that, but your name and email so that you can become a part of our Frequent Popper Club, and you'll also be getting announcements about the exciting things that we're going to be announcing here in the next couple of weeks. But we are excited about this award, and what I will tell you is this, is that I'm excited about the award, but what I'm more excited about is the fact that this is harvest off of seeds that we've been sowing for 6 years. And so I'm thankful for that, and thank God for that, and I thank you all for that. Thank you so much. I better follow her, you know.
So thank you both. And of course, we'll make sure everybody's eating a lot of popcorn during this time that they're spending so much time at home. For those of you that are here physically, This is normally a luncheon. I just would like to let you know that as you leave, if you would like, we put together some box lunches for you to be able to enjoy some lunch over this period of time. I'd now like to turn this back over to Dr. McLeod, but before I do that, she spends many of her waking hours dedicated to Urban League, and this is a very special event that she originated and that she works hard on each and every year. So I'd like all of you at this point in time, if you would, with me, recognize her for all of her great work. Vanessa.
Oh. Now you're going to make me. Okay, I'm trying to keep myself together here. We're on YouTube. Thank you so very much. I just appreciate the opportunity to serve the communities of Lake Porter and LaPorte County. I'm celebrating my 10th year as president and CEO of the Urban League. We just ran a campaign. We were asking people to give $75 for 75 years. So it's not too late. You can go to our website and give us $75 for 75 years, or whatever it is you want to give, $5, $10, it doesn't matter, because whatever you give to us, we use to give to others. Every little bit helps throughout our communities. I must recognize Mike Sudds. He's a board member. I've held on to Mike for years and years. He's trying to leave me, but I'm going to keep holding on to him. It was Mike Sudds and I who had a conversation about having a diversity and inclusion luncheon. We went down to Indianapolis, where the mayor at that time was recognizing his community leaders in diversity and inclusion. So we borrowed the concept and brought it back here to Northwest Indiana. So the Urban League has continued to just try and be that vehicle of facilitating conversations through diversity and inclusion training, professional development on implicit bias and stereotyping. We've done that for many organizations. We've had a conversation with Lake Area United Way and their staff, with NIPSCO and their staff. We're working right now with Ivy Tech and their leadership community, because we want to be able to have conversations in a safe environment, because now is the time, if not more than ever, that we need to talk about what's going on around us and how we can be leaders as we are, so that we can have these conversations that would better us, so we could improve the quality of life. So if your organization is looking for some professional development conversation, or just facilitating a listening session, call the Urban League at area code 219-887-9621. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. This pivot is really special, because it gave an opportunity for each of you winners today to tell the audience who you are and what you do. When we have our large luncheon, even though it's fun, it's a lot of things going on, you aren't able to talk. We just, you come up and you get your plaque, and then we say, okay, next. But this was so intimate, it gave you an opportunity to share, and this will continue to go live, and it's going to be posted on our website so others can see. So thank you so much, and I would like to bring Mrs. Chelsea Whittington to the podium now to recognize our sponsors. But before she comes, thank you, Chancellor Keon. Thank you, Daniel, Greg, and all of you, Chris, Falzon, just everybody over here at Purdue for making this a success today. I could not have done this without the help of you and our board members. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Vanessa. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chelsea Whittington, CEO of CWIT PR, but I also consider myself a sister in the movement with Dr. Vanessa Allen, having worked for the Chicago Urban League for several years, and of course, them still being my client along with the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. So I am very connected to the movement and so happy to be here. And I have to add that I'm also a graduate of Purdue University, so boiler up, Chancellor. All right. Now for the business at hand, the recognition of our sponsors. Our Moving the Needle Award sponsor is none other than NIPSCO. Let's give them a round of applause. Our Ambassador of Inclusion sponsors are Horizon Bank, Ivy Tech Community College, and Purdue University Northwest. Our Champions of Inclusion sponsors, or sponsor, is Indiana University Northwest. Our Heroes of Diversity sponsors are Geo Academies, as well as BMO Harris Bank. Our Leaders of Inclusion sponsors are AT&T, SMDG Social Media Development Group, Methodist Hospitals, People's Bank, and Ameristar Casino. Our Advocates for Inclusion sponsors are the Chicago Urban League, First Financial Bank, Majestic Star Casino and Hotel, Merrim Health Center, the Gary Sanitary District, Spectacle Entertainment, the Northwest Indiana Community Action, and Tolbert and Tolbert Law Firms. Our more advocates for inclusion sponsors include the Indiana Plan, Valparaiso University, Strack and Van Til, the City of Gary's Common Council, Lighthouse Academies, Franciscan Health, Indiana American Water, and Certified Electrician. Of course, we have more advocates for inclusion sponsors, and they include GAPS, Gary Alumni Pathway to Students, Horseshoe Casino Hammond, BP, the City of Gary, the Lake Area United Way, and the WDS Group. Our individual sponsors, all right. We're going to run through them because every sponsorship is important. Zuli Alvarado, Michael Berta, Calvin Bellamy, Darian Collins, Mary Salita Green, Linda Randolph, Catherine Schneider, Vicki Walton, Dwayne Washington, Chester and Alet Washington, A1C Care Center Incorporated, Abundant Life Publications, the Arsh Group, ArcelorMittal, Bozak Auto Group, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Northwest Indiana, Business Solutions Consultants, the Calumet Township Trustee, Chelsea Whittington, the Chateau, Chicago Theological Seminary, Chicago Mutual Insurance Company, SimCorp, Comcast, Congressman Pete Visklosky, Construction Advancement Foundation, Covenant United Church of Christ, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, First Merchants Bank, Food Bank of Northwest Indiana, Gary City Clerk, Suzette Rags, Gary Literacy Coalition, Geminis Corporation, General Insurance Services, Girls on the Run of Northwest Indiana, the City of Hammond, the Hammond Development Corporation, Harper for Congress, Hopner, Wagner, and Evans. Incandescent Transportation Solutions, the Lake County Sheriff's Office, the Office of the Lake County Surveyor, Lake Ridge New Tech Schools, M&M Beauty Supply, Mahan and Associates, the Maryville School Corporation, North Township Trustee, the Northwest Indiana Forum, PATH, Positive Teen Health, PNC Bank, POP on Youth Violence, Republic Services, St. John Missionary Baptist Church, School City of Hammond, Shirley Hines Land Trust, Silver Birch Living, and Trade Winds Services. Let's give them all a rousing round of applause. Thank you, Dr. Vanessa.
We are at the end of our program services today. I'd like to thank everyone who came out. We appreciate your time. And again, if you have any questions or if you need to contact any of these winners in here, call the Urban League office at 219-887-9621. And the popcorn is really good. So if you need to get in touch with Dwayne and Magda, just call me. If you need a hotel stay, just call me. I know these people. And if you want to put your child or a family member on some horses and ride, call me. I know who to reach out to. And if you want to just drop them off at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Northwest Indiana, call me. I know Rosemarie Direct and Jill is taking care of our young girls. So just feel free to call me at 887-9621. Thank you so much again, and be blessed and be safe.